All right, welcome back to another segment of why you need nutrition in your diet, how it's going to help you, how it's going to benefit you, and the reasons why behind you should take a certain type of nutritional product. So I'm here once again with Christopher Page from uh, all the way from Watertown, New York, sitting there in his nice office there, staying warm, hopefully.
I wish I could say I was outside in an office, but the temperature's cooling down.
All right, well, that's okay. We're here. We're a balmy 75. Probably going to stay that way for the next 6 months. But that's okay. That's why we pay so much money for real estate in California. So anyway, Chris has been in the health and wellness industry for nearly 30 years. He holds a degree in human physiology, cellular nutrition. His company is a nutritional supplement and weight loss educational portal and supports over 200 health and wellness practitioners globally. So welcome back, Chris.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Excellent. Last time we talked, first of all, we led off with probiotics and why they were important. Then we discussed the multivitamin and how that helps. And today's subject is one that's dear to my heart and that is very, I would say, overlooked in the diet of someone over the age of 50, and that's protein. Because obviously, protein is the building blocks of life. They're made up of amino acids. There's 23 of them. Some of them are important, they're all important. Some are vital that you need from your diet. And so the question is, why do we need to supplement? What is protein for? Why do I even need to drink something that may or may not taste very good at all? Because in the last 25 years, the protein powders out there have definitely improved in taste, but that does not mean that they're any better for you at all.
That is so true. Well, to really start to answer that question, I want to back up a little bit and say, so you mentioned the amino acids that make up a protein. There are three that are the brainchild for every protein, which are leucine, isoleucine, and valine. Leucine, though, that is the number one. That's the one that tells all the other amino acids to build a protein. So if you don't have enough leucine, then you don't get to make a protein chain. And so most of what's out on the market right now, they don't add leucine to their product. It comes in it, and there's usually maybe 1 to 1.5 grams of leucine, where we want to be is like 4.5, 5.5 grams of leucine in our diet. Why? Leucine preserves muscle. As we age, starting at around age 30, we start to lose, just through the normal aging process, we'll lose about 10% of our lean body mass, our lean muscle mass. Mm-hmm. Once we hit 50, that gets accelerated. We'll start losing upwards of another 40% of our lean mass between like 50 and 80. And so if you ever think about, I can relate to my father, who, I look at his pictures when he was in the military. Now, he was World War II. My dad passed away this year. He was 96 years old. But when I look at his pictures from when he was young, he was healthy, vibrant, muscular, and he exercised his entire life, but he was mainly a runner. Cardio is notorious for breaking down muscle. Mm-hmm. And by the time he died, he was extremely frail. He had almost no muscle. When you have a protein product that has added leucine to it, it helps you preserve your lean muscle. Well, muscles pull on bones. That's how we move. And so it's our function, right? It's our quality of life.
Yep.
So it's critical. We don't get enough leucine in our diet through fruits and vegetables alone. And so you want a product that has added leucine to it to supplement in what we're not getting, to preserve the muscle that we have for all the things we want to do in our life. It's really all the daily living things that we need to do, all the other fun stuff that we like to do. We need that extra leucine. And that's where a protein powder is a great choice, providing it has the added leucine piece.
Well, that's good to know, because, you've always seen protein powders out there where they're going to say, we have 5 grams of branch chain amino acids. And then the average customer looks at it and goes, huh?
Yeah.
What does that mean? But
Yep.
if you have a specific purpose and say, look, in a nutshell, the reason why you need one amino acid over the rest of them is because this one has been scientifically proven to maintain your lean body mass, which is your metabolic engine, which holds your body together and makes you move better.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
So that's specific to our clientele, why that would be very beneficial to them. So that leads us to, you go to a nutrition store and they got thousands of different protein powders out there with various flavorings, different amino acid profiles for different, there's a meal replacement, there's a whey protein, there's a soy protein, there's an egg protein. Nowadays, because everyone likes to be vegan, you've got pea protein and flour, just things that you're looking at it going, what on earth is in that? And why would I even want to take that? And is it even going to be tasty? Because the bottom line, especially with our clients, when their taste buds are diminishing, if it doesn't have a decent taste to it, they're going to say, I can't do that every day. They're just going to put it back and say, thanks for offering it, but I don't care how good it's for me. I just don't want to take it. So what is the difference between them, and what are we looking for that would say this is a better quality protein over another?
Well, I love that question. I like to look at that from an optimal health, all different areas of our health to answer that question. If we look at whey protein naturally has a little bit higher levels of the leucine that we want compared to plant version proteins. The downfall to whey protein is how do you know you're not getting it from an organic cow or not? Because at the end of the day, those cows are feeding on grass and we have to worry about the pesticide piece. The other problem though is 60%, 65% of the global population has an allergy to lactose. And so we get bloated on it. We drink it. Not everybody has the same symptoms. Some people are really intolerant to lactose, and some people, they get bloated a little bit. They don't feel that great, but they don't even recognize what's causing it. Plant proteins are much heart healthy. And that's what I really love about going on the plant side of it, especially soy. The benefits of soy are incredible. I mean, they use soy now. They're actually doing studies on soy as a prophylactic to breast cancer and prostate cancer. It's the whole cycle of soy has been completely turned around in the last 2 decades.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was going to say. It used to be never eat soy, and now the science is showing totally flipped. Totally different perspective.
Those studies came from the 1950s, where they were doing studies on rats and they were getting bad outcomes. But then some smart scientists in the 70s and 80s said, the Asian population has been eating soy for 3,000 years. They have none of these things that we're finding in rats. What's going on? And then they started redoing the studies. And then somewhere around 2000, the entire the National Institute of Health, the World Health Org, Harvard Medical, American Heart, they all turned around and said, we want soy in the diet. We absolutely, right? They reversed all their stance. And so what I love about, we talked about Shaklee products in the last thing. What I do love about the Shaklee product is what they ended up doing was they have added leucine to all their shakes, but especially their plant shakes, which is about 4 times more than what you can get in whey, which is incredible.
Yeah.
And so they've basically trademarked that. So nobody else can have added leucine to their product. They can't add it. They can get it from whatever sources they're getting it from, but they can't add more. Where Shaklee has the trademark on that, they add more. And so you're getting all that leucine, and that's where the preservation of muscle comes into play. And not only that, you're getting an incredible heart health, bone health related product.
Well, that's great to know. And also to fill in or continue about soy, because Shaklee has a great soy product. They also have a plant protein product, but we have some clients of ours that have survived breast cancer, and their doctors say, don't ever eat soy because it's going to come back. What can we say to those types of clients that their doctor has said this, but the research is showing something different.
Yeah. Well, I had my own doctor come to me for something similar that we're doing, and he asked my advice on some stuff. And he came right out and said to me, as a physician, I see so many patients in a day. I do not have time to read the medical journals. I just don't have time. And not only that, because I don't have the time, I'm not good at deciphering the information once I do read it. And so that's part of the problem. These doctors are now overtaxed. There's so many patients who need their service. They're overtaxed and they don't have time to keep up on those types of things. And so, but the science is there. There is absolutely, it's been proven over and above, time and time again, soy does not cause breast cancer. Soy does not increase a man's estrogen levels. It doesn't decrease a man's testosterone levels. It doesn't do any of those things. Soy is now being used as a treatment to post-diagnosed breast cancer patients, not as a treatment, as a supplement to post-diagnosis breast cancer. And so that would never happen if it actually caused cancer.
Right, exactly. I mean, that's the antithesis of causing cancer. It's not only does it not cause cancer, it will help you in the long run from preventing cancer and keeping you away from it if you had it before.
And I will say this, there's studies now that have been proven that when children grow up eating soy, they have reduced incidence of breast and uterine cancer and prostate cancer. So they find, and diabetes. So they're finding these with these studies, when they follow them over a long period of time, longitudinal studies, they're finding soy has tremendous benefits. Heart health benefits are amazing. And so I take soy. All my children have grown up on soy. My wife and I both take the soy shakes. We love them, and I understand the benefit. That doesn't mean that I want to overdo on anything, because if I drink too much water, I could die. I can actually die from that. You drink too much caffeine, you're going to have massive headaches, right? You can't overdo in any one category. You're going to have effects of that. But soy, you can't overdo. Nobody could eat enough of it. Like, you'd have to really be trying your hardest to eat so much soy that it would cause a problem. And nobody's going to do that, right? No. We like our food too much to be drinking 25 protein shakes a day.
Yeah, or just, hey, let's eat tofu every meal. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen at all. So, Chris, we're running out of time here, and I'd just like to say thank you again for coming on and talking to us about supplements, about protein in particular today. So the next step, what is the next step for our clients that might be interested in learning more? And that's this sounds like something I want to do. What do I do next?
Well,
what is the next step?
I'm going to give two next steps. If you don't mind, I'm going to give a plug to a site. It's called Healthy Thriving Life. You can find it on Facebook. There's great information out there for all areas of your health. In fact, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and there's a good article on there regarding soy and breast cancer. It's going to dispel all those myths we just talked about.
Great.
The next thing is, everyone listening to this should sit down with you. If you have the time to give them 15 minutes of what's the best next step for them, where do they need the most amount of help in their life? Do I start with a probiotic? Do I start with the multivitamin? I think everybody should start with a probiotic and the multivitamin. Add in a shake, whatever that happens to be for them. I hope you have the time to do that with some people. But I think that's their next step is a little one-on-one conversation about, listen, I really want to optimize the number of years I have left.
Exactly.
How do I do that?
Yeah, well, that's great. I mean, that's why we're doing this, to educate our clientele so they understand why we feel so passionately about the fuel you put in your body. Because it's like your race car analogy. It's like you got a super duper Formula One race car that can go 240 miles an hour. If you never change the oil and then you decide to put in leaded gasoline, for God's sake, it's not going to go as fast as you want it to go. It's just
Yeah.
the engine would explode.
Yeah.
And that's your body. That's your cell rejecting bad nutrition. It decides if you're feeding me bad stuff, I'm not going to feel good. You feed me good stuff, I'm going to work optimally.
Well, and also as a consumer, I want to know what is the benefit to me as the consumer.
Mm-hmm.
And you can show people, here's how these things will benefit your life and transition that to a healthier life in the long term.
All right. Well, once again, Chris, thank you so much. Always fun talking to you about nutrition. So have a great day.
Thank you. Thanks for having me again.
All right.